Good morning. Yes, how you doing today? Yeah, as you can see, I have my little furry friends here. So you see them, something moving. This is what they are. Oops. This one is Lily, and then this one here is Lilac. Yeah, and these are my little babies. They just finished eating, and well, oh, you behaving yourself? Yeah, that was Lily. Oh, I'm sorry about that. They have a third one down on the ground, and I guess Lily didn't want her near her. So what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, I was watching um, a movie, or I should say, a video on a particular indigenous tribe in South America at the Amazon. And this is called the Zoe or Zoe, spelled Zoe. They're tried in South America, and they had these men um, from Spanish-speaking country there. They didn't say what nation they were from, but they went to study these people. And I always find it fascinating how um, indigenous people who are meeting people of European ancestry and how open they are. You know, they live with them, you know, ate with them, and I just found this, find it fascinating. But I started to ask myself questions. You know, as I mentioned before in my other video about my spiritual quest and trying to find, the truth about how the world works, what's going on. And I started to ask myself questions regarding these people. I said, here these, I was thinking about missionaries, because in the past we had a lot of missionaries going into the Americas and into continental Africa, and they these missionaries brought a faith system that may not work with theirs, and the people are forced to give up their traditions, lifestyle, language, etc. And so that's what popped in my mind when I was watching these people. Um, they they lived off the land. They lived in harmony with nature, with the animals, and with each other. They had no clothes, um, and they had no shame. And remember in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, with Adam and Eve, when Adam ate the fruit after Eve, that's when both of them felt shame and they covered their bodies, they said, with fig leaves. And I started thinking, well, these people, um, they have no shame. They're not using their bodies in lewd ways. They 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 seem to be very godly in their behavior. So how come in the so-called civilized world, you have people who have clothes on, but they look like, they defy their bodies through their actions and their thought life. I think about places in the U.S. I live in New York, and you look around in New York City, and what do you see? You have a lot of filth, filth in the mind, filth in the environment. And so this led me to think about, you know, other things with the scripture. Because, you ask yourself, does God love these um, Zoe, Zoe people from South America? And I would say, I mean, I can't speak for God, but they seem like really godly people in their attitude. Isn't God looking at the heart of the person? You see a lot of people in the Western world, and they might have these beautiful cathedrals, um, storefront churches, all over, but they are far from godly. They, you know, have drugs, they're shooting each other, they're stealing from each other. And I wonder how come you have this thing going on in the world where people say that they believe in God, that they have the whole truth. So I start to wonder what is truth. The proof is in the pudding. If someone is living godly and they respect their neighbor, they love their neighbor, you know, what more could God really say? So I asked myself, who really was Adam? Adam Abraham, because Abraham is the patriarch of the Jewish faith, which led to the Christian faith, which led to Islam. It's the Abrahamic belief system, or promise, or family. That with the Arabs, that uh, they're their ancestor too. And there even is a grave site, yes, a burial site for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't know whether Joseph also was buried there, but they call it the Tomb of the Patriarchs, and I think it's in Gaza, but it's in that part of the world between Egypt and Israel. And you have people that come and visit. It is controlled by um, the Arab people, and it's painted green, symbolizing the faith of Islam. But I wonder, you know, all these things that are written in the Old Testament, um, what what really happened with Abraham? Abraham was told things by God, and things are coming about, such as the promise that the land will be theirs. Now you have other prophecies in the New Testament that about wars that's going to happen, and it's going to be a lot of death. Was that one third of the world's population to be destroyed? All these apocalyptic stuff, and I'm wondering how come, with the Tomb of the Patriarchs, you don't really have access inside of it. It's all caged in, fenced in, I should say. And I think that it's actually an underground cave. It's not like something like you walk through. It's actually underground. And for me, that seems, that's a different concept to me. I'm always thinking something to be, you know, above ground, or something to be actually underground to be a tomb. It's different. But I'm wondering, all these things, people are being affected in the world because of these things written in the Bible, or in the Quran, and you wonder, why is this happening? Why are people fighting each other? Why is it that people who say they have the answers or the truth, why in their neighborhoods, why it's such violence? And I'm wondering if you really examine who this Abraham was, because I think 2/3 of the world population is either Christian, Jewish, or Islamic. And it has so much power and influence over people's lives. And people have done things historically because of, what they claim it says, or the permission that it gives them to do or treat other people. Someone, if someone had really access to the tomb, what would they see? If one examines this Abraham, who really was he? They said he was from the city of Ur, of the Chaldeans. Well, who is that? How come you don't know anything about that particular group of people? It's in modern day modern day Iraq, and I know nothing about them. I mean, I've heard of Saddam Hussein. That's the only person that I know that came out from Iraq. And I wonder what Abraham really looked like, if he really existed. Was there such a man named Abraham? All these questions, because you have like people burying up, digging up graves in Egypt. They want to know what they look like. They even have them examine their bones, x-ray them, take DNA. And I'm wondering why they're so preoccupied with Egypt and these people. I figure people should be more interested about Abraham because he's the father of many faith systems and many peoples. And I'm very interested who this powerful man was. And I asked myself, why don't we know about it? Why aren't they examining the graves of the patriarchs? What examine their bones, x-ray them, take DNA? You know, for one thing, um, they're not stupid, and they're going to say because these are our ancestors and don't defile their bodies. So it's even more to say, then why examine somebody else's grave? There's somebody's ancestors also, and they should be respected. You know, if you want respect, you have to give respect to others. But that question is still on my mind. What's really going on, and why is that the graves of the patriarchs, why they're being guarded so closely, and what's really in them? What artifacts are in there? That's my other question I have. What's in there? What would they find? And I'm wondering, is this all a plan? You know, is all what we're seeing in what they call the Middle East? Is this all being staged? Is this all a plan? And it is because also in the book of Genesis, in the Bible, you have Shem, Ham, and Japheth. It says Shem is the ancestor of the Semitic people, Japheth, the European, and Ham, the people of Africa. That's what they tell us. But as I alluded to before, all this fighting, we have the three major religions, and basically there's Shem, Ham, and Japheth. But you have Shem and Japheth together. They do things politically, and then some of these Jews fight each other. But one thing with Shem and Japheth, that they all against the children of Ham, even though historically we never did anything to them as a group, but yet the two, Shem and Japheth, had such an animosity to the children of Ham. That's why Africa is being bombarded by these people, that our religion, our language, our lifestyle is being disrupted so much. But again, the Shem and Japheth have a working relationship. They're bedfellows to each other, and when necessary, they come together and they work against the children of Ham. And I don't know why, you know, and I wish it would stop. I wish we all three could live in harmony, just like the Indians that I talked to you about in South America. The Zoe, they live in harmony. I don't think they could care less what someone looks like or their religion. You know, they you know work with each other. So I guess my point is that there are reasons for people's behaviors, and there's a reason why the world is in a chaotic mess. There are things I believe that's being hidden from the masses, And I think the answer to these questions is in that cave of the patriarchs. And people should try to find out what's in it. Why are they, what and why are they hiding from, information to the masses? And what do they really have against the children of Ham? And why is it that prophecy seems to be, I don't know whether it's prophecy or that they are acting out what the scriptures say. And again, some people question whether the validity of the Bible. But whichever what it is, there are things going on in this world, and it's escalating. And I'm concerned that the world is at danger, and I'm afraid of its destruction. I pray for peace for all people to live in harmony. But I do want um, the people to find out, to dig and find out what's really going on. And, there's someone that is being a puppeteer and is orchestrating a lot of stuff. But, we have, we're all able to pray, and we're all able to ask God to intervene and to dig, go into your higher self and ask God, what is the secret? Expose it and get rid of it. So I know this is a lot, what I said, and I hope I made sense. And I hope people take what I say with the right spirit, with the spirit that I meant for this video to be received as. It's not a hate speech, but it's a speech of trying to wake up the masses. There are things going on in this world, and it's not what they want you to believe. So again, peace to everybody who sees this video, and let me know what you think. Let me know your ideas about what's going on. Why is Japheth and Shem against Ham, and what are they hiding in the the burial site of the patriarchs Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? What's really in there? What's being hid? And why is it being protected so? So take care. Bye bye.